good evening and welcome. It is Saturday the 17th of December. It's just gone 6 o'clock and welcome to our weekly news programme. And in the news this week, the refurbishment at the emergency department at Dorset County Hospital is now complete. The Trust received a one-off funding from NHS England of £15 million as part of a drive to upgrade several emergency departments across the country. The scheme aimed to enhance infection prevention and control measures and increase capacity of the resuscitation and treatment areas. Dorset County Hospital has plans to expand over the next few years, including building a brand new emergency department and critical care unit on site. The refurbishment provides a much needed improved and additional space in the short term and will pave the way for a new building. The scheme includes two extensions, one in the courtyard at the rear of the ED and one at the front entrance, as well as refurbishment of the existing emergency department. It provides a new entrance and waiting area, larger resuscitation rooms, bigger cubicles, a new digital system and better facilities for staff. Nick Johnson, who is the interim chief executive of Dorset County Hospital, said, "We are delighted to have been given the opportunity to refurbish our existing emergency department. Although we have exciting plans for a new building in the future, this is a few years away. So to have some improvements while we develop our plans is very welcome and has allowed us to increase our capacity now to treat the increasing number of patients coming through our doors." The emergency department remained open for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week while the project was carried out, and I would like to thank our staff for continuing to provide outstanding levels of care while juggling the challenges that construction work brings, and also thank you to patients for bearing with us. Now, staying with Dorset County Hospital. After a robust recruitment process, NHS Trust Dorset County Hospital and Dorset Healthcare have appointed Matthew Bryant, who you can see in the picture there, to the role of Joint Chief Executive Officer. Matthew will join the Trust in the newly created post from his current role as Chief Operating Officer for Hospital Services at Somerset NHS Foundation Trust and Yeovil District Hospital NHS Foundation Trust. Matthew currently leads the Somerset Health and Care System boards for planned and unplanned care and is interim chair of Somerset, Wiltshire, Avon and Gloucestershire Cancer Alliance. He spent over a decade at the Royal Devon and Exeter NHS Foundation Trust, where he led surgical and medical services as well as redesigning care for frail older people. He is currently Senior Independent Trustee for Hospice Care, which provides care for people with terminal illnesses in Exeter and East Devon. The boards of the two NHS trusts agreed in September to appoint a joint chief executive and joint chair to help improve the delivery of care to local communities by simplifying decision making, increasing integration and improving quality. Matthew will start his role in spring next year, with current acting chief executive Dawn Dawson at Dorset Healthcare and interim chief executive Nick Johnson at Dorset County Hospital continuing in post until Matthew arrives. In the new year, the Trust will start the process to recruit a joint chair with a view to them being appointed at the end of March, when both current chairs are due to complete their terms of office as chairs of their respective trusts. Both organisations would like to point out there is no intention to merge the two organisations. The financial, governance and regulatory responsibilities for each trust will still sit with the two boards, and staff will continue to work for their current organisations. Now, still on the theme of health, Wyke is delighted to announce that it has won the Prince Michael International Road Safety Award for its exceptional contribution to motorcycle injury prevention. Established in 1987 and organised by RoadSafe, the prestigious awards recognise the outstanding achievement and innovation of organisations worldwide that help to improve road safety. Each year, the most outstanding examples of international road safety initiatives are given public recognition through the scheme, and Wyke are proud to have received the award for the charity's contribution to motorcycle injury prevention. Wyke works in collaboration with its partners on a national level to reduce deaths and serious injuries on the UK's roads due to motorcycle collisions. In addition to providing roadside critical care, the life-saving charity helps motorcyclists become more skillful riders and to reduce the risk of being involved in a collision by sharing its research and experience from attending motorcycle collisions, along with championing attendance at Biker Down and seeking further rider training through Bike Safe, an advanced rider training course. Impressed by the charity's motorcycle injury prevention work, the distinguished judging panel, which included representatives from Highways England, Road Safe and the Institute of Advanced Motorists Road Smart, reviewed the submission and recommended to His Royal Highness that Wyke should receive an award. Now, Dr. Ian Mew, who is co-founder and trustee of Wyke, said, "As a doctor on the Dorset and Somerset Air Ambulance, it soon became clear that regardless of the clinical expertise and equipment carried on board the helicopter, motorcyclists are so seriously injured in the event of high-speed collision, the only real solution to help save lives is to try and prevent these crashes from happening in the first place. Wyke helps to keep bikers on two wheels in three ways. Firstly, we provide critical care to any member of the public who needs life-saving intervention, not just motorcyclists. Secondly, we teach members of the public how to manage the scene of a motorcycle crash and show them how they can help keep someone alive until the emergency services get there. And finally, we share our experiences of why motorcyclists crash and give bikers tips and tricks from some of the UK's most experienced riders to help them become a more skillful rider and less likely to be involved in a collision in the future." Representatives from the charity attended the ceremony at the Savoy in London on the 13th of December, where the award was presented by His Royal Highness Prince Michael of Kent. Now, if you're interested in Wyke, the information can be found by visiting their website at www.docbike, that's docbike.org. Now, parents and carers of youngsters aged from 5 to 19 in Dorset can now access support via Parent Line, a confidential text messaging service. Run by Dorset Healthcare School Nursing Team, the service supports people needing advice or guidance about children and young people. Advice can be sought about a range of issues including toileting, sleep, development, behaviour, healthy eating, mental health, bullying, school refusal and exam stress. Parents and carers who need advice can simply text 07312 263 131 and a member of the team will respond. And you can see that number on the screen at the current time. Parent Line has already been supporting parents and carers of children up to the age of 5 for just over a year. Parents and carers can seek advice via the 5 to 19 Parent Line, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. They're not available weekends, bank holidays and school holidays. And a member of the school nursing team will respond to messages within 1 working day. Now, if you send a text outside these hours, when they're not there, you will receive an automated message with advice on where you can get help if it's needed urgently. And then Parent Line is not an emergency service, so if it's an emergency that you should ring 999 or 111 for advice. Of course, they will get back to you if you leave them a message. Now, there's a specific advice line for children under 5, and that's 07312 277 162. So it's 07312 263 131 for 5 to 19, and if it's under 5s, it's 07312 277 162. Now, if you want more information about the Parent Line service, you can go to the following website, www.dorsethealthcare.nhs.uk/Parent Line. Now, children from schools in Weymouth and Portland, known as the Chesil area, now have an exciting new reason to visit their library. All Year 7 children for schools in the Chesil area are awarded bespoke superhero library cards to foster a love for reading and encourage them to make use of their local library, where they can get involved in events and activities as well as borrowing books. Dorset Council and the National Literacy Trust teamed up to support the literacy department of Chesil pupils earlier this year. Now in the picture you can see local student Hector, who started at South Hill Primary School and went on to attend Budmouth Academy, and he won a creative writing competition to design the project's mascot. Hector's winning entry of Billy the Hamster, who you can see on the mock-up of the large card in the picture, was brought to life by professional illustrator Phil Shepherd and is featured on the special edition library card. So well done there to Hector, and good work for all those students, encouraging them to engage with the libraries. Now, there's still time to apply for funding if you have a sports, arts or heritage project or event that you wish to get off the ground in 2023. The funding could provide up to 80% of total project fund, up to a maximum of £5,000. Round 4 of the Community and Culture Project Fund will close at midnight on the 9th of January, so there's still a little bit of time to apply. Community organisations with a focus on the cost of living challenge for vulnerable people and those most in need in the Dorset Council area are particularly encouraged to apply. Now, the previous funding rounds have helped 34 organisations who have already benefited from grants. If you want more information on the criteria, how to apply and support with your application, visit Dorset Council website at www.dorset-council.gov.uk/community-culture-project-fund. I'm sure if you go to the Dorset Council website and look for Community Culture Project Fund by searching, you will find the page. Now, voluntary and community sector organisations can also apply for the Capital Leverage Fund. Grants for capital projects including improvements, refurbishments and new builds for community buildings and spaces. You can apply for a capital grant of between £1,000 and £25,000, and it can be up to 20% of your total project costs. Applicants must apply using the Council's online application form before midnight on the 6th of January to be considered. Again, full information is on the Dorset Council website. I'm sure if you go to Dorset Council website and search for community grants, you will find everything you need to apply for both of those grants. Now, Dorset police officers investigating a road traffic collision in Weymouth are appealing for witnesses or anyone with relevant dashcam footage to come forward. Dorset Police received a report at approximately 3 p.m. on Monday the 12th of December of a collision involving a silver Ford Fiesta and an orange Vauxhall Mocha in Lanehouse Rocks Road. The driver of the Ford and the passenger of the Vauxhall both attended hospital for treatment, but their injuries are not believed to be serious. Also, officers are investigating an incident of criminal damage to a shop window on Portland, and they're appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. Now, it was reported between 4 p.m. On Monday the 12th of December and 8 a.m. on Tuesday the 13th of December, the window of Eastern Park Sweets and Treats in Eastern Square was smashed. Police Constable Mike Golder of Weymouth and Portland Police said this incident has caused considerable inconvenience to the business involved, as well as financial implications. Now, anyone with information, CCTV footage, dashcam footage, or who witnessed either of these incidents are asked to call Dorset Police direct on 101, or alternatively, they can contact them anonymously through the Crime Stoppers charity on 0800 555 111. Now, railways, particularly South Western Railway, have set out the reduced service levels that rail users can expect from tomorrow through to the 2nd of January, due to the RMT union overtime ban. Now, SWR will be operating a reduced or severely reduced service between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock only, with some parts of the network closed for either the whole period or certain days. Customers are advised to check their entire journey before they travel throughout the industrial action period, and only travel if absolutely necessary between the 18th and the 2nd of January. And I have heard some horror stories of people trying to get back to Weymouth on the train over the last couple of weeks, and the service finishing at Southampton, and there not even being a bus replacement service, and them having to spend money on taxis at almost £200 to get back to Weymouth. So it's well worth checking. I think because Weymouth is at the end of the line, that the service to Weymouth will be severely limited if we get any service at all. So do check on the South West Trains website at www.southwesternrailway.com/strike, or contact National Rail Inquiries, and make sure you check what's happening on the day that you want to travel for the entire length of your journey. Now, South Western Ambulance Service is asking people across the region only to call 999 for an ambulance in an emergency. The Trust has said on Monday evening last week at 7 o'clock there were 420 patients waiting for an ambulance and 152 emergency vehicles waiting outside hospitals across the region, waiting to hand over patients to hospital staff. This is a result of the cold weather, busy hospitals and the impact of strikes in health services. Now, with ambulance strikes coming up this week, patients should only call 999 if it's a medical or mental health emergency. Ambulances will still be able to respond in life-threatening situations. Where the situation is not life-threatening, those needing help are asked to call 111. Now, with Christmas just around the corner, Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue has released some top tips to help keep your family safe over the festive period. Make sure you test your smoke alarm every week and buy sufficient batteries for any new Christmas toys and gadgets so you don't consider removing the batteries from your smoke alarm. Check that all Christmas lights conform to British standards. Always use a residual current device which can safely cut off the power, and remember to switch them off before going to bed or leaving the property. Many fires start when people fall asleep while smoking, so make sure you extinguish your cigarettes properly in an ashtray and don't smoke in bed. Make sure any guests to your property know what to do in the event of emergency. Do they know where the doors and windows are, or if they're window keys, how to find the window keys so they can get themselves out in an emergency. If you have an open fire or wood burner, make sure your chimney is swept regularly. Never overload electric sockets, being especially careful with Christmas lights. Place candles in appropriate holders and away from Christmas trees and other things that may catch fire. Decorations can burn easily, so move them away from sources of heat such as lights or radiators. Check on neighbours and elderly relatives this Christmas to make sure their fires are safe. If you're planning on celebrating Christmas or New Year Eve with fireworks, always store them safely, follow instructions and keep a bucket of water to hand. And have a good bedtime routine where you close all doors, make sure you switch off electrical appliances and extinguish your candles. Of course, don't turn off your fridges and freezers, that is not necessary. And most importantly, never leave cooking unattended. Having been involved in 2 fires over Christmases in my 50 odd years of life that have resulted in food or appliances being left on cookers and catching fire on Christmas or Boxing Day, that is sound advice. So there we go. If you want any information or support from Dorset and Wiltshire Fire and Rescue about safety in the home, their website is www.dwfire.org.uk/safety-at-home. That's www.dwfire.org.uk/safety-at-home. Now, what have we got next? Next we have got, of course, the Weldmar Christmas tree collections. We mentioned this last week, but in case you missed it, Weldmar Hospice Care's Christmas tree cycle is back, where you can book a collection for your real Christmas trees in January in return for a suggested minimum donation of £10 per tree. The collections will be made between Saturday the 7th and Monday the 9th of January from Weymouth, Portland, Dorset, Bedminster, Blandford, Bridport, Sherborne, Shaftesbury and Gillingham. Now, the Tree Cycle initiative is once again being supported by Trinity Street Christmas Trees, who will be making the collections on Weldmar's behalf, alongside Weldmar volunteers, and helping to dispose of the trees in an eco-friendly manner. Now, this is a good way to get rid of your Christmas trees safely and in an eco-friendly way, and also support Weldmar Hospice Care at the same time. Now, this service gets very, very busy. So if you want to book your collection, I suggest you do it fairly quickly, and you go to the Weldmar Hospice Care website, and the website is weldmarhospicecare.org/trees. Very easy to remember if you get to the Weldmar Hospice Care website, weldmarhospicecare.org/trees. Wouldn't it be good if some of these other organisations had very easy pages to find on their websites rather than these long titles with hyphens in them? Maybe there's something they could learn there. So do support Weldmar Hospice Care and organise the collection of your Christmas tree, and do it early. Don't leave it till after Christmas. You may not be able to get a slot. And finally, in our headlines tonight, hundreds of Santas will descend on Weymouth Beach tomorrow as Chase the Pudding returns. The festive event will see runners dressed up as Father Christmases as they take part in a 5-kilometre race from the pavilion end of Weymouth Beach to the stones at Greenhill Beach and back. And that's on Sunday the 18th of December, tomorrow at 11 a.m, although the warm-up starts at 10:45 a.m. Chase the Pudding normally sees large crowds gathered whilst runners compete and aims to raise money for the Weymouth charity, the Will Mackiness Trust. Now, the Will Mackiness Trust supports youngsters with water activities, particularly windsurfing, in memory of Will Mackiness, who was a student at Wey Valley School. A similar event is being held for those under 16, dubbed Chase the Elf. And that's a 2-kilometre option starting at the pavilion end of the beach to the pier bandstand and back. Now, applications for the event are closed. However, if you really want to take part, there may be a few spaces left on the day. So go with the costume, get there early, find the organisers and see if you can get one of those last minute on the day slots. Now that's the end of this week's headlines. Now our first piece tonight. Back on the 22nd of June 2018, so a few years ago, Great Western Railway celebrated 100 years of the RAF and marked 75 years since the historic Dam Busters raid in World War II by naming one of their engines 80019 after pilots George Johnny Johnson and Joy Lofthouse. Now, squadron leader George Leonard Johnson, MBE DFM, that should be, to give him his full title, unveiled the names on the train at a ceremony held on Platform 3 at Bristol Templemead Station. At the time, George Johnny Johnson was the last surviving British member of the Dam Busters raid. He was just 22 when he participated in the famous offensive that saw 19 Lancaster bombers drop specially designed bouncing bombs on dams on the Ruhr Valley in Germany. And of course, those of you that are local to Weymouth and Portland, and particularly the older members, will know that the Fleet Lagoon in between Wyke, Regis and Portland and up towards Abbotsbury was used as a practice site for the Dam Busters bouncing bombs. Johnson, who lived in Bristol, served as a bomb aimer whose duty was to release the 4-ton explosives, which he said looked like glorified dustbins. Now, after the war, he became a teacher and taught people with learning difficulties. He helped raise money for charity and was presented with an MBE for services to World War II in 2017. Sadly, Johnny Johnson died on the 7th of December this year, aged 101, which means that there are no survivors of those pilots. We thought it would be really nice and a fitting tribute to look back at George Leonard Johnson, MBE DFM, putting the name on the side of the train back in 2018. And the video comes courtesy of GWR. video was remembering Squadron Leader George Leonard Johnny Johnson, MBE DFM, who was the last surviving member of the Dam Busters raid, who died at 101 on the 7th of December. And if I remember, Joy Lofthouse, who wasn't alive at the time that those trains were named, I think she died several years before, was an auxiliary women's pilot who moved planes around the country and moved hundreds and hundreds of planes during the Second World War from factories to their airfields, and she was remembered at that same event with the train being named after her. And thank you to Great Western Railways for allowing us to use that. And a fantastic thing they do in naming their trains after famous people to remember them. And of course, we've seen some of those other videos on our programmes over the years. Now, secondly, tonight, I thought with the holiday period just started for school children, I would share with you about Arts and Sports, which is an organisation organised by Dorset Council. Arts and Sports is about activities for children who are disabled. They provide school holiday arts and sports events for children and young people who are disabled aged between 5 and 18 and their families. You can join them at sports and outdoor centres, museums, woodlands, theatres and other venues across Dorset. Examples of activities that they organise are drama, music and craft workshops, indoor and outdoor sports activities such as climbing and archery, swimming, kayaking and paddleboarding, as well as nature activities. Children can be left in the care of their friendly and experienced support team where the team is able to meet the child's needs, or if you like, a child's carer can stay and support, and they will cover the cost of them being there as well. Now, Arts and Sports is funded and organised by Dorset Council, and we're going to listen to a little bit about what they do now.
So it's like about arts and sports?
So Arts Plus, we get lots of children with different needs come and have days out with us, and we have lots of fun.
My day was pretty good.
So we've got a wide range. Obviously we do lots of different sports activities, there's lots of different crafts, we do lots of water sports and adventurous activities.
This morning we had Paula, who was a really talented musician, came in, and the kids got to do music playing, they played drums, they made all kinds of stuff as well, and it was really good. And then we had sports. Overall, it's just really enjoyable for the kids to come and do.
The team is fantastic. They're so good with the kids and they always have enough one-to-one.
They're really fun and they're really nice and they're really helpful. I just like doing it. And I love all the fun activities they plan for us. I've been making puppets.
I went to this play and I'm eating lunch and I made my own pot noodle.
I have been climbing.
We've been going for about 3 years now to different things that they offer, but he's really sporty, so he loves being able to come and try this with people that understand some of his additional needs, so it's ideal.
This is awesome. It's super fantastic.
They are completely supported and they are completely safe. And the sort of mantra for Arts Plus, Sports Plus is safe, secure and content.
It's a really lovely environment to leave a child with additional needs in, and that is the most important thing.
I know that he's going to have a great time, and I don't need to be there to support him, so off I go and I come back later. Confident that they'll look after him, and I know that if he did need me, they'd phone me and I'd come back.
You get to know them all so well, and you get to know the parents well. Yeah, it's like a little family.
Absolutely love it. Yeah, the variety of different activities, meeting lots of different children and families, and just the impact that you can have and help them out. It's just really, really rewarding.
There's so many kids that come and say they can't do something, or they'll look at it and they'll go, I can't do that, and then they can do it, and then that builds their confidence, and they come out their shell so quickly.
I've learned to try things even though I'm not sure.
I learnt respect and kindness and having fun.
I love going to arts and sports.
They're just really fun and really good.
There you go, that's Arts Plus and Sports Plus from Dorset Council, a service for children with extra needs and disabilities that runs during school holidays. Now, if you want more information on that, you can ring 01305 25 2250, that's 01305 252250, or you can go onto Facebook. That's probably the best place. They keep stuff up to date on there, and look for Arts, ARTZ, Sports, SPORTZ, and you'll find their Facebook page. Now, they are very popular, so when they organise things, you need to get in early. Having tried to use them over the years on things like archery and what have you for one of my family, they do get booked up really, really early. So do look out, do book early, and have some fun with them. And it is great fun, and it's a safe environment for the young people. Now we've come to that time in our programme where we're going over to Andrew Wright for this week's film review and preview.
Welcome to Wyke Regis TV film review and preview. I'm Andrew Wright. This weekend, Avatar: The Way of Water releases in cinemas after years of delays. The Way of Water is a sequel to the 2009 Avatar film, which is the highest grossing film of all time. The film takes place a decade after the original film and features lead character Jake Sully and his family as they once again come into conflict with the human mining company, who were the villains of the first film. The film once again uses revolutionary 3D CGI technology to portray the world of the alien moon of Pandora, this time to portray the underwater regions of Pandora. The film features the return of James Cameron, as well as lead actors Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, Sigourney Weaver and Stephen Lang, with famous actress Kate Winslet joining the cast. The film has been praised by critics, with its visuals being labelled a stunningly immersive experience. The film is expected to be a box office success. The film is out this weekend and its run time is over 3 hours long, so check it out, but be prepared to be in for the long haul. Since the appointment of film director James Gunn and film producer Peter Safran as the CEOs of DC Studios, fake news and concern have been flooding the internet over the future film slate of the DC universe. Such news that has been reported has been the cancellation of various films and sequels, including Wonder Woman 3 and the Black Adam sequel, as well as recastings. However, James Gunn has taken to social media to confirm that reports have been circulating are inaccurate and not in possession of all the facts, and that DC's film slate will be revealed in the new year. However, one film that has been confirmed to be in development is a new Superman film, one which will take place in a point in Superman's life we don't usually see in the media, and it has been confirmed that this film will not feature the DCEU's Superman actor Henry Cavill. Instead, the film features a new actor in the titular role. There has also been confirmation that Batman actor Ben Affleck is in talks to direct a DC movie, so stay on the lookout for more information regarding that, and be aware that any reports that come out are to be considered fake news until there is official confirmation from any of the official parties and people involved. Next week is the Netflix release of Rian Johnson's whodunit film Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. The film is a sequel to 2019 surprise hit The Whodunit Knives Out, and features Bond actor Daniel Craig as an American private detective Benoit Blanc with his southern accent. The film features an all-new supporting cast, including Marvel actors such as Edward Norton, Catherine Hahn, Dave Bautista, Ethan Hawke and Jessica Henwick. And the film takes place on a private island off the coast of Greece and features Blanc as a guest at a billionaire's murder mystery party, only to find himself investigating an actual murder. The film had a limited theatrical run over Thanksgiving and was a surprise hit, earning $15 million at the worldwide box office, and was also a hit with critics. Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery streams on Friday, December 23rd at 8 AM, with a sequel is in development. I will be reviewing this as soon as possible, so stay tuned. That's all I have for this week, but be sure to check back next week where I will have more film and TV news. Now back to Gary in the studio.
Thank you very much there, Andrew. And sticking with film and TV news, Warner Brothers have just released their trailer for a new movie coming out next summer based on the children's doll Barbie. For those with younger families who might look forward to this movie, we're going to share with you that trailer that's been released in the last couple of days, courtesy of Warner Brothers. So this is Barbie coming out to the big screen summer next year.
Since the beginning of time, since the first little girl ever existed, there have been dolls. But the dolls were always and forever baby dolls. Until...
There we go, that's Barbie coming out next summer, for those of you that might look out for that. Now it's that time in the programme where we go over to the Met Office and see what is in store for the weekend and the week ahead from the Met Office. And this week we are joined by Alex Burkill.
Hello, very good day to you. You may have heard that it's going to turn much milder, and that is true, but before then we've got some wintry weather to get through this weekend with an amber ice warning in force for northern parts of England. At the moment we still have cold air across much of the UK, but something a lot warmer is waiting out in the Atlantic, and it's in association with this area of low pressure. We are then going to see a frontal system tracking towards the UK as we go through Saturday, and that's going to push northeastwards across the country as we go through Sunday. Behind it then, that milder, warmer air is going to push its way across, leading to temperatures rising quite drastically as we go through Sunday. As well as the warmer air though, that frontal system is going to bring a significant amount of rain, and as that rain pushes into the cold air we currently have across the UK, it is going to bring some snow, the risk of some freezing rain, and then that is going to lead to some difficult icy conditions, which is why an amber ice warning has been issued. Back to the here and now and through the rest of Saturday, and there are some bands of cloud across parts of Wales and northern England, bringing some showery outbreaks of rain, sleet and snow. Also some outbreaks across parts of Scotland. Elsewhere though, lots of dry, bright, sunny weather to be had, particularly towards the south where any freezing fog patches should have largely cleared. Notice temperatures not quite as low as they have been through some recent days. Highs of around 7, 8, perhaps even 9 Celsius towards the south, though for most it is still going to feel quite chilly. As we go through Saturday evening, and this area of cloud with its outbreaks of rain, sleet and snow will push a bit further northwards into more northern parts of England and perhaps southern Scotland. Under the cloud, it's going to stay relatively mild, also a similar picture towards the far northwest of the UK, but elsewhere where we see clear skies, it is again going to be a very cold night with a harsh frost and perhaps some freezing fog patches to watch out for too. Notice however towards the southwest here, that frontal system I mentioned earlier is going to have started to push in, so a milder start here. That's then all that rain is then all going to push its way northeastwards as we go through the day. But towards the north and east, it's actually going to stay dry through much of the morning and into the afternoon. But that rain will arrive, bringing the risk of some snow and some freezing rain as we go into the afternoon. Notice then we have this amber warning in force for northern parts of England. That's because we could see ice building up of around 2 to 3 millimetres in some places, and when you factor in the strong winds of around 40 to 50 miles per hour, we're likely to see some ice building up on power lines, so we could see some power outages as well as difficult driving conditions. As we go through Sunday afternoon, the rain and a little bit of snow will continue to push its way northeastward, something a little bit drier feeding in from the west behind it, but some heavier, more persistent rain then pushing into parts of southern and southwestern England. Another warning in force here because there could be some difficult conditions and perhaps some localised flooding as a result of that. Taking a look at temperatures as we go through Sunday, and yes, it's a cold, frosty start for many, but mild towards the southwest, and we will gradually see that milder air feeding in across other parts as we go through the day, but it's going to be quite late on by the time it reaches more northern and eastern parts. As a result, For many, particularly towards the north and east, it's actually going to be quite a bit milder as we go through Sunday night than it will have been during the daytime. Now, Christmas is in a week and a day, and it looks like it's going to be quite unsettled weather-wise as we go towards the big day itself. As a result, there will be some rain and some stronger winds too. As I've just mentioned, it is turning milder, at least for the start of the week, but then I think we can expect something colder again as we go towards the end of the week. That then does bring the risk of something a little bit wintry at times. Remember, there's more information on the full forecast wherever you are, including all those warnings on both the Met Office website, our app, and our social media channels. See you later.
Thank you very much there, Alex, for the national weather forecast. And looking at the local weather, here we go. We've got the rain back again. So it could be rainy, but then cold overnight, freezing. But you can see it's milder as the week goes ahead. But certainly rain is back on the horizon. So we've either got the freezing dry weather or we've got the mild wet weather. Can't seem to win, can we? Well, there we go. We'll see what this week brings. Now, moving to our What's On. Of course, at the moment at Weymouth Pavilion, we've got the Christmas pantomime running through to the 2nd of January, Sleeping Beauty. On the 6th of January, we've got the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra New Year Viennese Gala. 15th of January, Harry Hill in Pedigree Fun. And 22nd of January, Sunday Night Comedy with Jade Adams. Now, the box office is online at weymouthpavilion.com or 01305 783 225. Now, a special message from Weymouth Pavilion asking people to watch out for scammers. Unfortunately, once again, that somebody has set up a fake Weymouth Pavilion Facebook account, and they're targeting people that have entered the pavilion competitions. The fake profile is contacting entrants telling them that they've won tickets, following by a request for bank details. Weymouth Pavilion are asking us to tell you that they will never ever ask for bank details on Facebook. Anyone who are winners or feel they might be winners are asked to call the box office directly to find out, to check it's not a hoax, on 01305 783 225. Now, that apparently these contacts have been very convincing. There are a few clues that the Pavilion is saying. They have over 16,000 followers of their Facebook account, and usually when you look at the scammer, they only have one or two. Scroll down on our page and you'll see they have loads of posts going back years, and the fake profile have only got recently added pictures. So there we go. If in any doubt, don't respond. Call the Pavilion box office. That's the most important thing to do on 01305 783 225, and certainly do not give out any bank details. Now, the Noth Fort, the Mischievous Elves, are back at the fort this weekend for the final time. They will be there tomorrow, the 18th of December, plus there'll be Christmas crafts and fun happening during the day. Now, Arts Reach, we often mention Arts Reach. They've got a couple of good things on over Christmas that you can use right the way through the Christmas season. They are available online. They are free. You have to still go onto the Arts Reach website and book them, and then they give you access to the link to watch them. The first one is A Christmas Carol by David Min, and that's a sort of a one-man band Christmas Carol production. And that's quite good. I've watched that. And also they've got the Dorset Christmas with the Ridgeway Singers and Band. So if you want to watch Christmas Carol, you can do that. Or if you want to listen to the Ridgeway Singers and Band in a Dorset Christmas, you can do that as well. So to book that, you need to go to the Arts Reach website, www.artsreach.co.uk, and go to their sort of booking section and fill in your details, click on the link, and then they will send you the link to watch it on your computer or online TV at home, free of charge. And that's between now and Christmas. Now, at All Saints Church tomorrow, 18th of December, Sunday, at 6 p.m, is a traditional service of 9 lessons and carols, which is open to anybody who would like to attend that. And on Monday night in Wyke Square, 7:15, is carols around the Christmas tree. Now, other services in Wyke Regis this weekend are 8 o'clock communion at All Saints Church tomorrow, 9:30 a communion service at All Saints Church, and 11 o'clock at St Edmund's Church. And of course, our other programme tonight is our 7:30 p.m. Saturday night quiz with a Christmas theme this week. So lots of Christmassy questions. Of course, anybody's welcome to that. It's free of charge on this channel at 7:30 start prompt, but the stream will be up about 7:15, 7:20, so you can find it. Now, finally, just a little bit of traffic and travel. We've covered the trains enough, I think. Just to reiterate, if you're travelling by train, very limited service now until after Christmas because of strikes and overtime bans and all sorts of wonderful things. Do check before travelling and check your whole journey. That's the message from the train operators. Major roadworks this week in the run-up to Christmas: Lanehouse Rocks Road, Melcombe Avenue and Fortuneswell on Portland. Now, those are roadworks where there is traffic control and likely to be delays. There are other roadworks happening across the area, but they should cause minimum disruption. Now that brings us to the end of this week's programme. We will be back next Saturday. It is Christmas Eve. We will be back with a shorter programme, but we will be back on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve for you at 6 p.m. If you've got any messages or any information or any events happening or any news for us, do drop us a line at news@Wyke Regis TV. We always like to hear from you. If not, have an enjoyable rest of this weekend, a good week ahead. Do the last of your Christmas preparation ready for Christmas next weekend. And I say we will be back with you 6 o'clock next Saturday, Christmas Eve. Good night. Have a good week.